What is up, guys? LD2T here, back again with another Madden 20 online franchise video. This is episode 12. Today, we will be going through week 3 and 4 of the second season. Before we do that, we're going to go through a few changes. I finally just pulled the trigger and traded Matt Stafford away, which cleared up plenty of cap space. And we're really just putting all the fruit in Nicole Hermison's basket. We got just a third and a 6th-round pick from the Giants. And also, if you saw in the last game, Kerryon Johnson went out with an injury, and we will be without him for 6 more games. So we signed TJ Logan to just a 1-year contract. He's going to play the third down back role and back up to Alex Collins. We also signed Kyle Laletta just to have a third quarterback on the roster. And just a quick update about how I'm going to do this from now on. I'm still going to do 2 games an episode, but I decided just to make the episodes not too long, but also not too short, or the gameplay being too short. For each week, one of the 2 games, I'm going to play just the moments, so it's going to be a shorter one. And then the other game, I'm going to play all the way through, so there's going to be more content in that video. So for this week, we've got the Panthers and the Bears. And I will play the moments against the Panthers and the full game against the Bears, because I feel like the Bears one will be more interesting. But either way, we completed scouting. We finished training. So let's get right into our game against the Panthers.
McCaffrey, do it again. I'm Jonathan Coachman. You're tuned in to the NFL on EA Sports. Coming up, dual threat Christian McCaffrey. Fresh off a big game a week ago, as it'll be the Carolina Panthers taking on the Detroit Lions. I'll see you again at halftime as we preview some of the action coming up on Sunday. But for now, it's Thursday Night Football. And on the call, as always, is Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
First opened in 2002, there's a look inside Ford Field here in downtown Detroit, the Motor City. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the Carolina Panthers and the Detroit Lions. Along with Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Godden, and Charles, we look at this Lions.
Here we are in the game with the Panthers. Today's a big day for this kid. It's going to be his first start in the NFL. Let's get right into it. We first come in looking to make a big stop on the Panthers, force them to a field goal.
Newton on third down.
Oh, I knew that.
They'll set up the screen to McCaffrey. And he will have a first down at about the 2.
And just like that, they're in the red zone. We'll see if we can hold them.
Finding themselves with their backs against the wall. Ball in the red zone. On second down, McCaffrey. And this won't be enough to pick up the first. A gain of 2, 3rd and 1.
I know the scouting report on him is that he doesn't possess the eye discipline to be an elite linebacker. What that means is his ability to read, react, and make a play.
Flowers was there.
He looked like one of those guys.
How about the start throwing the football? 4 for 4 on this opening drive.
Oh, he's slinging it. And oftentimes when you talk about slinging it, you're thinking about a guy throwing it all over the yard, not necessarily accurately. In this case, though, he's holding in on his targets, and he's delivering.
No, stop him. Damn. Oh, a defense allows a touchdown in the first drive.
Christian McCaffrey.
And our first opportunity on offense. It's 3rd and 10. Let's see if we can keep this drive going.
Back to throw here.
Oh, and he misses the pass. Looks like we're getting 3.
So on 4th down, the Lions turn it over to Matt Prater for the field goal try. From the right hash, it's a 46-yard attempt. And this one is right down Broadway.
Next time we're on the field, we're deep in the enemy's territory. Let's see if we can turn this into a touchdown.
Here's a first down run with Collins. And brought down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7. Another good gain. That's now 35 yards combined on those last 2 plays.
At this stage of the game, the run-pass numbers are a little bit out of whack because most of the yardage has come through the air. But in a sense, that just sets things up for big runs like that because the defense might be.
That's a touchdown. Nice pass. And we take the lead. Let's get this extra point, make it 10-7. Just like that. We're threatening to score again. Their defense could not hold us. Great catch. Probably could have scored a touchdown if I racked.
And it's a pretty big one. They get the conversion on third down. Now on first down, he'll drop to throw it.
And another touchdown. Let's go. That's 2 for Kenny Galladay. 2 minutes left in the half. One last opportunity to score before halftime. Let's see if we can get it.
Look ahead to what's coming up later this weekend. Now a man open down the middle of the field.
So, that pass was slightly to the left. That might have been a touchdown.
That one goes for 24 yards.
You can see the time and effort and thought that they put into their passing game because it was evident right there. It looks like
I could only possibly jinx it, but Nicole Harmison's having a great game so far.
For this and worked hard to make it happen.
15 more there, and they're on a roll. It's another first down. Inside the red zone here, they'll look to throw. They'll try and set up the screen. It's complete. A good pick up there on first as the screen pass gets a made.
For a second there, I thought that might break big. Screen pass, looked like it was coming together, looked like there was an opening. Still, ended up with a solid game.
Now a second down throw for the end zone, but it's incomplete. Kenny Galladay is intended receiver, and it's 3rd and short. He was a 3rd-round pick, not rounds 1 or 2, but this franchise, they think he can be something with time.
There were a few teams that thought he would go in the first round, late in the first round. He ends up sliding to the 3rd. So a lot of teams think now maybe this group got a steal.
Oh.
They've got a chance to have a really good
like we're just getting 3.
If he can develop.
Very good infusion of youth.
And they didn't really reach to get anyone as well. They stuck to their draft philosophy, got the best players they could at the time they were drafted.
The Panthers make quick work and are threatening to score with 14 seconds left in the half. See if you can stop them.
That'll be incomplete with 9 seconds now showing on the clock. The Panthers on 3rd down. They've hit 4 of 7. Here it's 3rd and 2. Throwing again is Newton. Got his target, Samuel. And
looks like we'll be going to the half with a 20-10 lead.
Timeout call. So with 4 seconds to go in the half, here's the field goal unit onto the field. From the right hash, and this one just a chipping. And the 14-year trusty veteran able to knock
Get a little bit more of it in the second half.
So we reach halftime here in a 10-point game. As we'll send you down to Orlando, and we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, thanks very much. And welcome in, everyone, to our Tiburon Studios here in Orlando. We'll take a minute and look ahead at what's to come this weekend in week number 3. Plenty to look forward to in that early window, one being a noontime start up in Green Bay. A big one for the Packers, as they'll square off with the New Orleans Saints. In the late afternoon games, one to keep an eye on for sure will be in Minneapolis, where it'll be the Vikings taking on the Tampa Bay Bucks. And lastly, we'll wrap up the week with Monday Night Football. Definitely one to tune in for, as it'll be the Pittsburgh Steelers and the Baltimore Ravens. Meanwhile, in our game, it's been a back-and-forth first half. Who can put it together in the second half? For the answer, we turn it back over to our broadcast team.
And in our first drive in the second half, we're taking out here, 3rd and 3, trying to keep the drive going. Ooh, meant to hand that one off. We're back on offense. Only up by 3, 5.5 minutes left in the game. Let's see if we keep this drive going. And we don't get the first down. Here he is. Maybe the biggest play of the game. We gotta make this stop.
Close game. 3rd down, here we go. Throwing on 3rd down, Newton.
And we don't make it. And the Panthers drive continues. Looks like they want us to stay out here, try to finish them off.
Again, Newton.
Great tackle, Darius.
Right side. Just a yard on the catch there. It'll be 2nd and 9.
Well, they're unable to convert that into much, but it's never a bad idea to try to get the ball into a tight end of his caliber's hands and see what kind of disruption he can cause.
The throw
Make that tackle nice.
Taken in, and he'll be a little shy of the 25 here at the 26-yard line. 8 yards on the completion, but now
here we are, 2-minute warning.
3 points.
Just one play.
Two sides.
That's all we need.
2 minutes left to go in the 4th. So it's Panther football as we welcome you back. They face a critical 3rd down now, needing a score here in the late going. Now a desperation throw deep.
Oh my God!
It's Benjamin with a grab.
Damn. Well, looks like we're gonna have one shot to take the lead back on offense. We walk out on offense. 1 minute, 50 seconds left. 3 timeouts, down 4. This could be the first game-winning drive of Nicole Hermison's career.
He'll look to throw.
No, that sack isn't a good
He's
start.
taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game. K1 short with a sack. That's 315 pounds of man right there. To the right and complete to
I'm gonna call our
Galladay.
first timeout to reset.
The Lions will use the first of their timeouts, as they'll get a chance to talk it over after picking up the first down. So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10. Back to throw.
Oh, that could have been the game.
Hang on to it.
Should have been the game, really.
Instead, 2nd down. Nearly an interception. If that one's picked off, it's over. So a new lease on life, so to speak.
A lot of times when you're in coverage...
Oh, if he gets that throw off, it could have been great. We have to call a timeout.
The Lions now going to use the 2nd of their timeouts.
Looking good.
As they'll talk it over.
We gotta make
before
big
what'll be an
plays.
Important 3rd down. He's back to throw.
Oh, 4th and 22.
Eric Reed, the former LSU
That's
Tiger,
a lot
making
for the
play on
rookie in his
defensive side.
first start in his
What a
career.
great sequence by this defense so far. They've given him nowhere to go with the football.
Let's
And
see
they
how
just
big
have
this
to make
arm
it
is.
stand up one more time because it appears that they've got their number. Can they not have the
It was
here and allow
close.
the touchdown?
But that's
Now
going to
they
be the
go
game.
for it on 4th, but this
We'll see in the
one's gonna
stats.
wind up incomplete.
Again, the next
So the
week.
defense has to stay out and get one more stop. So this one is over. A victory for Carolina. And it was their defense that really made the statement after the break. They pitched the second half shutout.
Yeah, think about the team that just got vanquished. They did score in the 2nd quarter. Do you think they thought at all that that would be their last points of the game?
No, but what a second half. The adjustment, whatever they did in the locker room, it certainly worked.
It certainly did, and you're exactly right. Whether it was an adjustment, whether it was just more focus on what they planned to do going in, whether they just played better, whatever it was, it all came together in the second half, and no points were allowed. That's a great way to close them out.
So for the Panthers, it's an ideal start as they move to 3-0 now on the young season. And now they'll get the weekend off as they get a little extra time to prepare to face the Arizona Cardinals. Meanwhile, for the Lions, they'll fall to 1-2. And they'll try and turn things around next week as they have a date at Soldier Field with the Chicago Bears. So for Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Next game, guess what? Charles and I will be here again. It's the NFL on EA Sports.
And here we are in week 4. We're taking on the Chicago Bears. We finished scouting. We finished training. Let's get right into it.
Hey everybody, it's the coach. This is Thursday Night Football on EA Sports. On deck, we've got what should be a great matchup between the Detroit Lions and the Chicago Bears. I'll see you again at halftime as we preview some of the action coming up on Sunday. But for now, it's Thursday Night Football. And on the call, as always, it's Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
Appreciate you, Coach. One of the great venues to watch a game in any sport and one of the best home crowds in any sport. Soldier Field in Chicago. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game.
And just like that, we're getting into the game. We have an opportunity to take down last year's Super Bowl champs and division rival. Let's get right into it. We kick off the ball to start the game. Let's see if we can make a stop on their first defense.
They go play action. Trubisky to Gabriel, middle of the field. And he's upended after a gain of 2 out to the 27.
Defensively here, you're facing a top 5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL. So when they're that high powered, you've got to find a way to hold them under 20. Because to me, that's the magic number. 20 points scored gives yourself you give yourself your best chance to win.
So if they're up around 24, 28, 30, they could be in some trouble.
I think so, because then you turn it into a shootout, and that means your offense has to keep pace.
Another good run there for a guy who, remember, on Wednesday.
Nice! And we get a stop on the first drive. Let's see what we can do on offense. And Nicole Hermanson watching the field, fresh off his first start in the NFL. It didn't end the way he wanted to, and he gets another opportunity today.
Here's the first carry for Alex Collins. And he will lose yardage on the play, back at his own 19-yard line. That's
I can just already tell Khalil Mack's going to get this fits.
But we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the
if he gets that off, that's a big play.
Brandon, if I'm an offensive coordinator and I see an all-out rush like that, I file it away because I'm going to use their aggressiveness against them as this game goes on. I'm going to hit them with a screen soon.
Oh, I know where to go. Well, we go 3 and out. Back on defense.
Trubisky brings the Bears out 1st and 10, right at the 30. They'll start with a give to Cohen. And an alley to run. And I think he's gonna go. They're not going to get him. The 20.
Damn you, Tariq Cohen. And the Bears score first on a big run.
Tariq Cohen. Inside, but that one was swallowed up because when they're hoping.
Oh, come on, TJ. No.
It's loose. And this is picked up by the Bears.
After the fumble, Bears have driven down into the red zone. Let's see if we can force them to get it. And just like that, they score a touchdown.
And the end result is a Bears touchdown. This is taken at the 3.
Let's go. Come on, TJ, go. Get that corner. Let's go. Making up the fumble with a kick return touchdown. First one seen. Let's go. That's the way to answer back. Keeping the game close.
To a 1-score game. 7 our score. Back in Chicago, ready for the second quarter. It's the Bears in possession as they've got it with a 1st and 10.
Quick hitter.
And they go the wrong way here. Knocked back to the 20. That's going to go as a loss of 1 on 1st down. This drive, it's been a good mix. 3 passing plays, 3 runs, hitting on all 3 of those passes, and the last one putting him in the red zone.
So what do you think play action right here?
Let's go. Nice sack, Trey.
He's sacked back around the 28. Trey Flowers, the former Arkansas Razorback, in there to get him.
Enough takes a start to have a good drive. Quite like a big loss on a sack, does it?
Now they're looking at a 3rd and long, and suddenly the momentum shifted to the other side of the football.
And old Mo is a very...
And just like that,
a 5-yard loss.
We force a 4th down, and they'll attempt a field goal.
Number one thing they look for in a quarterback, when you're trying to throw inside routes and you need to put some heat on it, it helps have the big gun. In this case,
double team and it's intercepted.
That's on me.
Picked off around the 41.
The field
Bears
into some space.
Threatening
plays to his strengths the
Let's
best
see if we can
and keeps him out of it where all the big boys are. You know, make someone miss in the open field.
Oh, they just dropped the touchdown.
1st down, but this one winds up to be incomplete.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that first down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
They'll run on second down with Cohen. And strong running there as he's inside the 10 and down to the 8-yard line. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll set up a third down.
That second down play call was not to pick up the first down. It was to accomplish what they did to get him into a manageable third down because they had incompletion on first down, so they were behind the sticks, so to speak. They need to make up some ground.
Come on, tackle him. That better be holding.
Step short of the first, but a penalty marker down. And that looked like a clear face mask to me.
Oh, my God.
So instead of forcing the field goal, it'll be first and goal.
Yeah, the force was trying to make something happen that just didn't need to, right? I mean, plays happen, let it go. It's over instead.
And an easy touchdown.
Touchdown.
If this gets any more out of hand, I might just cut until the end of the game.
A one-sided game so far as we send you down to Orlando where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports halftime report. Coach.
Okay, Brandon, Charles, thanks very much. Welcome in, everybody, to our EA Sports halftime report. Let's take a look at what we've got on tap as we wrap up the first quarter of the NFL season. Plenty to look forward to in that early window, one being a noontime start up in Green Bay. A big one for the Packers as they'll get set to tangle with the Minnesota Vikings. Excellent games in the late afternoon window as well, one being out in Los Angeles, where it'll be the Rams taking on the Atlanta Falcons. And lastly, Monday Night Football has a good one lined up between the Cleveland Browns and the Philadelphia Eagles. In our game, it's been Mitchell Trubisky who's looked sharp thus far. His guys have the lead as we'll hand it back over to our commentators, Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
Well, about halfway through the third quarter, we pull it within 2 scores. We have an opportunity to make it a 1-score game. See what we can do. I think that's a holding.
But a penalty flag is down in the backfield.
Yep, what else but holding? Let's just move us back more. Come on, Simon.
They were looking to...
Set the tone, defense. Set the tone.
On second down, Collins. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. 12
nice
yards
run.
there and a first down.
Without carry on, our run offense is just
down a couple of scores,
abysmal.
but the running game worked in that situation. I would continue to go in that direction.
And that really sucks for Nick because he's having to do a lot of the work, and that's a lot to ask for him.
Catch is made by Hawkinson, the tight end.
We got 1 quarter to score 2
You
touchdowns.
are watching the NFL on EA Sports. 6 yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4. 2nd and 4. He's got the first down here inside the 30. And he takes it all the way down to the 22. 19 yards the pickup there. Move the chains.
That was a nicely run slant route, and what the receiver's trying to do is make the defender think he's going upfield for a deeper route, and then breaks it off, usually after about 3 or 4
come on,
steps.
if you get on that
Gets to
edge.
the middle of the field, and now what he's trying to do is use his body to keep the defender away from the football and give the quarterback a really nice target. Well, that was a simple throw and catch, but even with that completion, 0 yards gained, so they're behind schedule on down and distance.
I think they were hoping to get it to him. He could make a man or 2 miss, but that window closed quickly.
Yeah, risky read option. We're all looking to see what Khalil Mack does. Any blitzes, and we get nothing. We get a field goal though. And we get the ball back quickly. Another opportunity to pull it closer.
Field goal here. They got field goal last time. Now they'll be looking for a touchdown.
We're looking for the big chunk now.
Good start.
Because, as you noted, the field goal way of doing it makes it that much harder and puts more pressure on every possession for you now. Go ahead and get 6 and feel a lot more comfortable about the position they're in.
Bigger chunks. We'll see if they can get the score. They go play action here on first down. Steps away to his left. And he just gets rid of it, throws it away. The wise move there, looked like nobody open, now second down.
Yeah, that one sailed on him. You've got to make sure you give your receiver a chance to come down inbounds because they are very gifted. They'll make the circus catches, but they make them out of bounds. That does you no good.
Oh, if Easton could have caught there, that would have been a touchdown.
This one is incomplete. He was trying to get it to Jermaine Kearse. Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
And it's 3rd down. The pressure drops off as they'll
Catch that.
throw.
Nice job, TJ.
Nice man, T.J. Hawkinson. And he's got this down to the 35. 75 yards receiving for him now. It's a first down. In a 2-score game, obviously, every play, every 3rd down, like we saw there, magnified. Big pickup.
It was a huge pickup. What they really want, though, is to not even get to 3rd down. They've got to maximize time and conserve as much as possible.
And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25.
These little short passes are working.
Plays, 12 yards that
See
time,
Larry
and a
Fitzgerald
first
on the
down.
field with throw him in a
Correct me if I'm
slant.
wrong. Yeah, you're down 2 scores. I don't think you need to rush just yet, but you
Just
can't
get
take your
upfield.
time either.
Yeah, even if you don't want to commit to full
Nice
2-minute
job.
offense,
And we
you
get
gotta
a
up the tempo, up the
unnecessary
urgency. Maybe you
roughness.
start to call 2 plays in a huddle each time you snap the ball.
It's going to put us in within the 10-yard line.
Well, when you're leading in the 4th quarter, that's not the penalty you want.
Not at all, and now your
I'm going to go with
discipline
tight end
comes
attack
into
and see if
question.
Hawkinson can
Having poise
get
at
open
this
on the
stage of
break.
game, you can't have those kind of plays.
And he will be.
He'll drop to throw.
Let's go!
His man, it's caught for
Bringing it
and
to a
touchdown.
field goal game.
T.J. Hawkinson.
This is the opportunity. This is the play we need. A stop when we have to score a touchdown. And they run right up the middle and score a touchdown.
He is in. Touchdown.
Well, more than likely that'll be the game. If the next thing you see is us get to the stats, you'll know that nothing happened.
The Bears will add on to their lead.
In this case, though, a teammate is able to come up with the ball.
Well, I know at points in this when you wanted to close your eyes because of all the points that were being put on the scoreboard. You're a defensive guy, but it was a fun little track meet, wasn't it?
It was, and you know the people really enjoyed this game? They're the ones that like going to batting practice at the Major League Baseball parks, right? Seeing the 14-11 game, that sort of deal. That's right up their alley with what we saw in this one.
So for Chicago, they're on a nice early roll as they move to 3-1 with a win here. And they will hit the road next week to take on the Carolina Panthers. Meanwhile, for Detroit, they'll drop down to 1-3. And fortunately for them, they'll have the early bye next week as they return to action in Week 6. So for our entire crew, alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you next time.
And just like that, that's going to be the end of this episode. Next time, we'll be in the bye week, going through stats and standings. And I'll see you there. Peace.